Folks, I am Saurabh Adhikari and welcome to Mediocre Cook. Today we are going to make picarones. Picarones is a street food found in parts of Peru and in some parts of Chile as well. So simply put, it's donut-shaped fried dough soaked in chancaca or molasses sauce. You can serve it as an appetizer and goes very well with a dessert as well. Now, the ingredients of picarones are a bit more complex than what I described. So let's make picarones and let's start with the ingredients. So for picarones, we'll use about 1 kg of sweet potatoes, about half a kg of pumpkin, or in this case I'm using butternut squash, 300 milliliters of orange juice. In spices, we'll use about 3 to 4 star anise, 5 to 6 inches of cinnamon sticks, 10 to 12 cloves, and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of anise seeds. We'll use chancaca. Chancaca is also called as panela or good in Hindi in India. I'm using about 250 to 300 grams. This is about 100 grams of brown sugar, peel of 1 whole orange, 15 to 20 grams of active dry yeast, about 600 to 700 grams of all-purpose flour, oil for frying, and salt to taste. So first, we'll start by boiling these two to be very soft and then mashing them together, and in parallel we'll start making the chancaca syrup with the molasses here. So now I have added the sweet potatoes to my Instapot and I'll pressure cook it for about 12 to 15 minutes till it's very mushy. The sweet potato is boiled and mushy. So now I have added the pumpkin in a little bit of water to the Instapot with 1 stick of cinnamon, and it should take about 7 to 8 minutes for the pumpkin to become mushy. So in a pan, so I've added the orange juice and it has started to steam. So we'll add all the spices, the cloves, half of the anise, the star anise, and all of the cinnamon. Then we'll also add the orange peel, all of it. Then add the chancaca. If you can slice it, you can slice it, but this will become soft as it starts boiling automatically. And then all the sugar. So this will become very brown in color, and you gotta keep stirring it at low heat so that the sugar does not stick to the pan. Now as you can see, most of the chancaca has melted. Now the color has become brownish. So we will thicken the syrup to 1 to 2 string consistency. So the chancaca syrup is almost ready, and if I show you this, the syrup is still flowing, but it will become thick as soon as it cools down. And I'll strain the syrup and remove all of these orange peels and the spices, and the syrup should be ready to serve. So the sweet potato is boiled and mashed. I've saved 1 cup of water that I used to boil the sweet potato. The butternut squash or the pumpkin is also boiled and mashed, and I've saved 1 cup of water that I used to boil the butternut squash in. And the chancaca syrup is also ready. It's still warm, so it does not have the thick consistency that I typically like, but it's still forming a layer on the spoon. That means when the syrup is at room temperature, this will be nice and thick. So let's get started with the dough making process. So to make picarones dough, I have taken about 200 grams of butternut squash paste, about 400 grams of sweet potato paste. I'm adding about 5 grams of crushed anise seeds, a pinch of salt, and I'll also add equal portion of flour, so 600 grams of all-purpose flour. I have about 100 grams of milk and 10 grams of yeast with 10 grams of sugar that I have activated using hot milk. I'll add this, and finally I'll add about 50 grams of sugar. Now I will combine this all together, and this is going to be a very sticky dough. This has to be a sticky dough for this to work out well. So remaining water that I used to boil sweet potatoes is here. I'll just add a bit of that and also some water from the butternut squash. This should be a sticky dough. Now mixed everything together. So I'll take this to the stand mixer and start mixing it there. So I have added the dough in my stand mixer, and I'll stir and I'll mix it at slow pace. And now I'm going to increase the pace. Perfect, this is good. So I'll let the dough rise for about 30 minutes before I start making picarones. I'll just incorporate some air in the dough by doing this. Vigorously doing this, we'll incorporate air into the dough, and we'll do this also after the dough rises. So the dough has more than doubled in size, and if I do like this, it will jiggle because there is air in the dough. And I have water handy because to work with this dough, we'll have to soak our hands in water and then work with this dough, else it will be very sticky. I'll mix the dough with a bench scraper by scraping it from the sides, and also apply water to it while doing that so that it does not stick. And while I'm landing the dough, make a big hole in it and take a stick and just circle around to maintain the hole. So the picarones is now golden brown in color. See, it has turned out so beautiful. Looks like a donut, tastes crispier. So I'll take this out and work on the remaining picarones. So this was the recipe for picarones peruanas. So the picarones have come out really well. You see donut shaped picarones, which is the ideal shape of this recipe. Now we will pour some Chancaca sauce that we made earlier onto the plate. Now adding some Chancaca sauce on the picarones as well. And I'll dunk this picarones in this Chancaca sauce and enjoy heaven. Amazing picarones. Very crispy on the outside, very soft and fluffy in the inside. And that's how a picarone should be. Try out this recipe and let me know how it turned out for you in the comment section. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, Mediocre Cook. And now let me go and finish up these delicious picarones. See you in the next video.